When we were first planning our trip coming to Mexico, or planning our 3 months here, we were trying to figure out how we were going to navigate getting from location to location. Were we going to want to fly, or were we going to want to take the bus? So in this video, we're going to be sharing it all with you.
Right, we're going to show you the bus system here in Mexico. Now, we always travel by bus in most any other country because it's FlixBus, we're familiar with it, we know what it's about, but we had no idea what to expect here in Mexico.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, I was a bit nervous about the process. So hopefully this will alleviate some of your nerves just by us sharing with you the whole process of how to navigate it all. Now, the first thing that you need to do is buy your tickets, and you have a couple ways that you can do that. Though the way that we chose to do it, because we kind of like to have things in hand before we get there, is we bought them online. We use a website called BusBud. That way you knew what you were paying, you could pick your seats and everything.
Right, and your ticket just shows up on your phone, so it's super easy. Now, if you don't want to do that, if that's just something you're not used to doing, you can do it the old-fashioned way. You can just go to the bus station and buy your tickets there.
Yeah. Now, when you are buying your ticket, do make sure, like Brian said, it shows up on your phone. Some of them are not an e-ticket, so make sure you are selecting that it's an e-ticket. Otherwise, you are going to have to go find a location to print that ticket off.
Okay, now how much does the bus cost? Obviously, it depends on where you're going, how far you're going. We found the pricing to be very reasonable.
We did. And it seems to be very much based off how long your bus ride is. And the only reason I mention that, because some people may say like, well, that's obvious. It's not. There are places that you travel to, depending on the location you're traveling to, the price can be jacked up because it might be a super hot spot to travel to. These ones ranged from $18 for a 2-hour ride to $40 for about 4 to 5 hour ride.
Now, what are the bus stations like? Because we have been to some bus stations in the Balkans and in Romania and a few other places where I wouldn't really call them a bus station. I call them a bus stop.
Or bus parking lot.
Just a place, a bus place. Here in Mexico, we found the bus stations themselves to be really nice.
They're very nice, and you know what? They have all the amenities that you're going to be looking for. They have coffee shops, they have snack stands, they have bathrooms. They really have everything that you're going to need.
Burger King, Domino's, if you're hungry. There's an assortment of fast food restaurants you can go to, and most of them.
Yeah. Now also, when you're at these bus stations, there are going to be usually one in each town, but some of the towns have more than one. Now in Mexico City, they have 4 big bus stations throughout because it's such a massive city. Now, pay attention when you're buying that ticket, which bus station you're coming into, because it could be a long taxi ride to get you to the location where you need to go. Navigating the bus terminals. Now we felt like this, some of them are really big and we were a little nervous, so we were allowing a lot of extra time before we would get there, but then we would get there and find out they're so well organized that it was really easy to navigate.
Yeah, at one point we weren't sure what gate or what bus terminal within the terminal we were supposed to go to. We simply asked and they looked us up, our names were on the screen, they found us lickety-split, and they told us which direction to go. We found it. We were there like an hour and a half early.
We were there way too early. But then they also, one of the things that's really kind of cool is that there are so many different bus lines that you can go with. They really have the whole station organized by, in most of the bigger stations, organized by the bus line. So you just are going to head to your bus line, and then you are going to be able to find your bus and where it's going in that section.
Now, what about security? They do check your ticket as you're going out to the bus. You'll probably have to put your luggage into a scanner. You'll get the wand treatment. I actually got patted down a couple times, so the security is legitimate.
It is. It's very good. And then we were only stopped at one time while we were traveling on the bus. We were stopped once where they came on and checked our passports, but that was just one time out of the many bus rides that we took.
And they were very polite about it too.
Yeah,
they smiled, handed us our passports back.
It was very easy.
No problem.
Which are the best bus companies to go through? Now, we went through 2 bus companies, but we've ridden the bus numerous times. And we would have to say that from seeing all the other buses, these are the top 2 that we would pick again. And that is ADO, which ADO were really nice buses. They were newer buses. They had all the amenities on them, bathrooms.
We were really happy with ADO until we went with ETN. and those were mind-blowing.
Yeah, we got onto the ETN bus, and if you can get on one of those, especially one of the newer ones, they are very nice. They have seats that are nicer than riding in first class flight. They have leg rests, not just a footrest, a leg rest. They have bathrooms. They had both a men and a women's bathroom.
Right.
They're a double-decker bus, a lot of seating and a lot of space, so you could recline all the way back.
They were great, and we've never done first class in an airplane before, but we do walk through them
so you know what they look
on the way
like.
back to coach. So you know what they look like, and these buses, especially the ETN, were very similar.
Yeah, so those are the two that we would highly suggest that you would choose. But there were a lot of other bus lines as well that looked really nice.
Bus schedule and frequency. How often do these buses leave each day to the destination that you're going to? Well, we found no problem finding the day and the multiple times that we could leave to go to where we were going. Now, for us, we don't want to get anywhere too early because we can't check into our accommodations, and we don't want to get anywhere too late. So for us, we just picked a time slot and went with it.
And one thing that we really appreciated, which we haven't found in a lot of places that we have traveled to, is so far all of our bus rides have been direct routes. We did not have to stop at other locations, which can really make your bus ride a lot longer. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and not only that, but we have heard horror stories about people losing their luggage because maybe somebody took it at a stop they weren't supposed to take it. Well, they have your tickets, so they tag your luggage, they give you tickets, and you have to have those tickets to get your luggage back off.
Yeah,
so don't lose those tickets.
That was really convenient, and not convenient. It was a really nice safety feature. We really felt like we didn't have to necessarily get off the bus and watch, which once again, it was a direct bus, so we didn't have those stops we had to worry about. But you still worry about your luggage a little bit, so we really like that safety feature. Now, what about food and drink on the bus? Some buses do not allow you to bring food and drink on the bus, but on these buses you absolutely can, and they actually have, on some of them, somebody will come through before you take off, and they will be selling snacks and selling drinks and everything. But then, like we said, inside the shop you can also have your snacks and buy them there.
Right, they got very convenient cup holders, everything you need to take care of all your snacks.
Now, we kind of covered already the safety element of the luggage, but how much luggage can you take on these buses? You can actually take pretty much as you want, but you're going to pay extra for those extra bags. You are allowed one checked or one undercarriage bag, and there is a limit on that, but it's equal to like if you're checking in for a flight, so plenty of weight there allowed. And then you get a personal bag as well, so we didn't have any problems with that.
So overall, our final thoughts on taking a bus through central Mexico. I'll tell you what, we've taken buses from Munich to Milan, and you would think that would be the best you can get. Well, it's not.
It's not.
It's not even close.
Yeah. I would say, like I said in the beginning, I was nervous of the process. We were told by so many viewers, oh no, take the buses in Mexico. They are so great, which honestly surprised us and shocked me. And so we just jumped out there and we did it. So glad we did. We've had some of our best bus experiences here in Mexico. I would say that if you're a solo traveler, I'd feel 100% comfortable taking the buses here. So. I felt very comfortable. I felt very safe. I would just say that if you're going to be traveling, because one of the things we didn't cover is like where we actually traveled. We've gone from some of these smaller towns, and so we started in Oaxaca, we went to Puebla, we went to Mexico City, and then went to San Miguel, and then Guanajuato. And so, we've done a lot of travel on the buses, and we feel like we went through the small areas, went into the big cities, got a good taste of it. So we wanted to bring that full thing to you at the end and our full experience.
So it was convenient.
Yeah, very convenient.
It was inexpensive. It was very comfortable.
Way cheaper than flying.
You got to see the countryside, which you wouldn't otherwise get to see. So for me, it was a double thumbs up.
Yeah,
and I plan on doing it again.
Well, yeah, and we are going to still be doing it in our travels here in Mexico, and we do plan on coming back, and we'll continue to use it because one of the things we always say is you can fly sometimes for cheaper, not necessarily here, but you sometimes can fly for cheaper. Taking that bus or taking that train is just always easier because you can just show up, not as early as us, and you can just get on that bus and go. You're not having to get to an airport and go through all of the security and then sit and wait for 2 hours. So it's just a faster process.
Yeah, now hopefully this video sets your mind at ease. If you're planning on taking a bus through Mexico, I would recommend to do it. If this video was helpful to you in any way at all, give us a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.